As the protagonist stands in the quiet aftermath of his battles, he takes a moment to reflect on everything he's endured and achieved. Looking back, it's hard to believe that he was once the weakest, mocked, and underestimated by everyone around him. From the very beginning, no one had any faith in him, and yet here he is, standing tall, undefeated, a force to be reckoned with. The journey was long, filled with struggles and pain, but every challenge shaped him into who he is now. He can't help but marvel at how far he's come. Yet despite his extraordinary rise, he remains humble. The transformation inside him is clear. He's no longer driven by self-doubt or a need for recognition. His power, once hidden and feared, is no longer his main focus. It's the lessons, the wisdom gained through every hardship, that truly matter. He's learned that strength isn't just about power, it's about the choices you make, the responsibility you take on, and the person you become in the process. The protagonist is no longer the person who was mocked for his low rank. Instead, he's someone who knows that true strength lies in being grounded, in staying true to one's values despite all the power in the world. As he looks ahead, he knows that the path forward won't be without its challenges. But he's ready for whatever comes next. Not because he's unbeatable, but because he understands that the journey isn't about being invincible. It's about becoming the best version of yourself no matter where you start. The protagonist may have changed, but the humility that guided him from the beginning will always be his true strength. As the protagonist continues his journey, he starts to notice something subtle but significant. The way people look at him has changed. Those who once mocked him, belittling him for his low rank and apparent weakness, now show a marked shift in their attitude. Instead of scorn, they now look at him with respect, even awe. The very same peers who doubted his potential now recognize the depth of his abilities, though some can't quite shake the fear that lingers when they see him. His power has become undeniable, and that power, while earned through hard work, has also earned him a certain level of wariness from others. Despite this newfound respect, the protagonist remains unchanged in his demeanor. He doesn't flaunt his strength or use his abilities to dominate those around him. Instead, he continues to keep a low profile, remaining humble and focused on his goals. He's no longer the weakest, but he hasn't let that turn him into someone arrogant or prideful. The protagonist understands that real power isn't about showing off or making others feel small. It's about carrying the weight of that power responsibly. And so, while the world around him shifts in response to his growth, he stays true to himself, moving forward quietly, knowing that his actions will speak louder than any words or displays of power ever could. Even though the protagonist has reached heights that once seemed impossible, he isn't content to rest on his laurels. He knows that the journey he's on isn't over, not by a long shot. Every victory, every challenge he's overcome has only made him more aware of one truth. There's always more to learn. Always another obstacle to face. The world around him is vast, filled with unknowns, and he knows that the path ahead will test him in ways he can't yet imagine. With this in mind, the protagonist prepares himself for whatever lies ahead. He doesn't let his recent triumphs cloud his judgment or make him complacent. Instead, he remains focused, using his newfound status and strength not as a reason to slow down, but as motivation to keep growing. He trains harder, sharpens his skills further, and studies the lessons from his past battles. The humility that once defined him continues to guide him, reminding him that even the strongest have room to improve. The protagonist knows that, in this world, power can be fleeting, and challenges are never truly gone. And so, with a steady resolve and a quiet determination, he prepares for the future. Whatever may come, he's ready, not because he's unbeatable, but because he understands that true strength lies in the willingness to keep pushing forward, no matter the odds. The protagonist's journey has shown that even the weakest can become the strongest, and that true power often lies in the things we least expect. It's not about the rank you start with, but about the effort you put in and the growth you achieve along the way. The hidden potential within all of us is what makes us unique, and with determination, anyone can rise to greatness. The protagonist is now ready for whatever challenges lie ahead. His story is far from over, but what matters is that he's learned how to embrace his power responsibly, and how to continue growing, no matter the obstacles. The journey that began in the shadows has led to a place of strength and wisdom, No matter where we start or what others think of us, we all have the potential to overcome, to rise, and to prove that we are capable of so much more than we ever thought possible. And with that thought, the video ends, leaving viewers ready to take on their own challenges with newfound belief in themselves.